search because I had sent people to my house to get silver that I had in order to bail myself out, and actually turn in some money.
So do you keep all of your money in silver?
I did. I don't. I plan on doing other things. But I don't trust banks. I don't trust
I was just more curious about the philosophical side of that. Okay.
Well, I don't trust the dollar.
Right.
Yeah, the dollar is.
So you try to keep all of your
printing the thing like it's going out of style.
All of your currency in liquid, so that you can. So it's actually worth the same value that it was when you got it.
Right.
Or more.
Yeah, or more. And silver's going up like crazy now.
Okay, so 10 grand. What happens?
I finally, I had one hearing before this, I had charged the court with human trafficking. We had gotten into this argument with the judge that I was telling you about.
So, I mean, talk a little bit about that.
All right, I had said, this is over a couple different court cases that I'm kind of melding together, court hearings. But I said to the judge, I said, is the state of Wisconsin a for-profit corporation? He says, it's a government entity. Okay, well, everything governs something, you know what I'm saying, whatever. So I said, well, is it my government? He says, it's a government entity. I said, wait a minute, is it a republic? He says, it's a government entity. He just won't answer the question. And then I said to him, I'm guaranteed a republic by Article 4, Section 4 of the Constitution guarantees me a republican form of government. Am I being charged with a crime? I'm pointing to myself. I said, am I being charged with a crime? The judge says to me, it's self-evident whether or not you've been charged with a crime. Okay? Now, if you translate that, which I did not do on the fly, if you translate that, that means you know whether or not you've been charged with a crime. That's what the judge was saying to me. Because it's self-evident means you know. So he's saying, you know whether or not you've been charged with a crime. What I should have said right there was turn around and said, I know I haven't been charged with a crime. And then who knows what would have happened, right. You know what I'm saying? But then maybe they just fight back with something else, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people that are judicial activists that go into the court, and some of them have actually won, and they've actually made that judge actually leave the room.
So did they end up reducing your bail?
Then at that time, and then at the end of that, I said this court is a fraud. I can't participate in a fraud. This court is now charged with human trafficking, which is you can't put somebody into involuntary servitude by the 13th Amendment. You've got no slavery or involuntary servitude will be allowed. All right. Well, they have to get you to consent to it. You walk into the court and you plead, and then the judge now he says, okay, now this is your sentence, and you go, oh, that's my sentence, but you're consenting to all that because you're not objecting to the process,
right?
To what the system that they're using on you, and that's the thing that people need to be objecting to. But they're just operating. They're just operating the business, and this is the stuff that I found out, which I told Martin Jacobs about way back in May of '09. I said, look, I'm going to research this stuff, and this is before I had even done any court battles. I just went not guilty and just said I'm on a jury, like everybody else does. You know what I mean? And then after that, that's when I started doing all this other research.
So you're saying by stating not guilty, you're already it's self-evident.
Yes.
That you know
you've consented to that court to judge you. You're pleading.
Right.
Okay, so you plead. Once you plead, you're begging. You're begging the court to decide your fate. That's what the plea is. What do you plead? You can say, innocent. I'm innocent, man. I don't need to plead. You know what I mean? Obviously, the court ain't going to want to be real happy with that.
So you did get your bail reduced, and then what did they reduce it to?
$2,000 at that point.
Which you have to come up with all.
And that's because I had to have a lawyer sitting next to me.
Okay.
I did all the talking. But that last time, and after I charged the court with human trafficking, then the next week, okay, I was and my mentor, I have a law mentor who tells me this stuff, a lot of stuff that he knows. It's just, the next time you go into court, he says, you're going to walk in, you're going to just say, I made a mistake, you're going to stand up and turn your back to the judge. And say nothing. Say nothing, he said to me. And that's what I had planned on doing. And then the next day I came in, and here's this best lawyer in Rock County, who's Todd Daniels, supposed to be the best lawyer in Rock County. There he is sitting there waiting for me to, decide whether or not the court's going to court appoint him for me, and just see if I accept that the court will court appoint him. So he's been brought in, I think, in order to clean up their mess, and that's what I think, and that's the truth.
Okay, well let's get back into the bail hearing. All right, so we were talking about an original bail of $10,000, and you were something happened with the prosecutor? They had the silver, they didn't have the silver?
The prosecutor, I was trying to tell the court, look, they already have my silver in their possession.
And the things that were taken from your home?
I didn't get any of that stuff when I was in
They
jail.
should
My lawyer
usually
finally
issue
got
you a
it afterwards.
voucher of, of itemized, this is what was confiscated.
And the prosecutor actually stopped the list. My lawyer tried to get the list. The prosecutor held up the list, and now he's got it. But the prosecutor said, right, because I was saying, well, they have over $10,000 of my silver in their possession. Okay, at the time I thought it was $17,000, but I found some. So, but anyway, they have it in their possession. Why can't I use that as my bond, right? And they said, they just, I don't know how they got around that, but the prosecutor says, I talked to the Beloit Police Department. They said they don't have any silver in their possession. So he flat out lied. Yeah,
Police Department on your
I
own?
spoke to Beloit Police
You know who you
myself.
spoke to?
Right the day that I one of the lady clerks or whatever in the evidence room or whatever. But I spoke to them and I said, well, I have a right to the list. At least I have a right to the list of my stuff because I want to find out when they can get the stuff back. They have no lawful reason to have it. They haven't even said why they have it. Why they're keeping it.
I'm assuming they still have it.
And they still have it. Yeah. And I said, I at least can have a list. I at least have a right to a list. She said, yeah. I said, okay. So is there silver on the list? And she said, yep, there's silver on the list. And then John William, my mentor, called and he said he talked to one of the guys that actually searched the house.
Did you get a chance to audio tape or anything that conversation or identify the person who spoke to you? Or?
No.
Because documentation is everything.
Yeah, right. When I got out of jail, I stopped recording people because when I was recording people, I'm a little afraid to record people around here. Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I did a ton of recording of people for about a year, and what happened was they ransacked my house and stole all my stuff anyway. So a lot of good all those recordings did me.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm a little bitter about that.
And so what's the situation on the video from the stop?
The video from the stop.
They claim that they have it?
They have it in their possession. Yeah, they have it in their possession.
You've received a list of possessions that have been
were
taken?
Somebody from Sparta told me that they sent my bag, which had my video camera in it, up to Beloit. So they have video in their possession.
Did you receive anything from Sparta's, saying that, I mean, usually they'll give you a possessions voucher wherever you get picked up at. They itemize your belongings, before you get put in your red shirt, white hat.
I may have, I don't know.
If you have that information, that's documentation stating that I had a camera with a tape in it, now I don't. So it'd be
I don't have a camera.
It'd be a contradictory point, though. Regardless of the camera, you see what I'm saying.
Right.
So you're not sure if they gave you a possession voucher down in Randolph County?
I'm not sure.
Were you transferred in Orange there?
I was, yeah.
Okay, so when they take your belongings and everything in your bag and they itemize it, they
oh no, I wasn't transferred in Orange. No, they put me back.
Well, it doesn't matter. Orange is regardless. It could be blue. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying, when law enforcement puts you in that situation, you get a list. This is what we took from you. Sign the list, because it's accountability, If that was the case, and they just steal everybody's stuff, I mean, so when you were in county, did they give you a list to sign?
Like I said, they probably did.
Okay.
But
do you have that
in my memory? And I moved.
Well, I mean, this just helps your case. I don't know if you see in the big picture that you've got that document saying that they have it in Sparta, and they got, I have a voucher here from a law enforcement officer saying, my positions were itemized, and now where are they? So from here to here, it's from Randolph County to Beloit. It's not here now. So you've got a paper trail. I'm just asking if you have.
Like I said, I just moved a 4-bedroom house last week, so I'm a little bit disorganized with that.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm just saying in your best interest, is to really maintain your documentation, because you should know.
I try to do that as much as possible.
You should know that. I mean, paper kills.
If you could get back all my property from the cops, you'll see how well I.
Well, no, fair enough. But this is kind of an after the fact. What Beloit police did. That's a totally separate incident than itemizing your possessions at the point of custody. So.
Well, they would have a record
One
of that
would contradict the other if you had. Well, they would, but if the situation is what you say it is, then they're not. Right. So if you had the original one where they, you know, itemize your possessions from Randolph County, because they have no ties, they don't know you, they don't, you know, they have no reason to conspire,
Right.
you know, against you. Maybe if Beloit did,
Right.
you know, did or does,
Right.
then you have that contradictory paperwork stating, hey, I had these possessions, where are they? You know, for your attorney to
Sure.
apply for discovery. You
Sure.
know, for the,
I'm sure I could easily get somebody recorded